the tier 1, so he won't mind. PD remaining. Low, but we'll roll back in. They want to try and go for this PPD kill. PPD not level 2 yet, so can't purify flames, but no, he will find GH anyway, and now mind control. Gonna go for a chase, but Ace is there to protect his Oracle. Perfectly fine. GH, not much he can do about this, and I'm kind of shocked that mind control was still there. Eyes right now, and he's going to go for a spin attempt on GH. He knows he can't spin away. It was still on cooldown. Now mind control, though, going to try and go after the Oracle. Really can't even catch up. He didn't have mana available for the Surge. Doesn't have any clarities on him either. But he'll just go back to creep skipping.
Yeah, and again, this top lane, despite the interruptions that Liquid are trying to pump in here, doesn't feel like they're actually gaining too much ground. PPD is pretty happy with trading like this. Sure, he's not going to
up now. He's still surviving throughout all this. They'll eventually find him, surely. 33, though, now needs to get himself out, but Barna has come down to the bot lane. Does have the Primal Spring available, just waiting for the right moment. Although, no, he does come in. He does not connect with Kuroki. Looks like that'll be Tumber will be able to claim it with the Wolves. Ace not really backing off. GH thinking about rolling in with the Iron Shell, but we'll hold off on that. So at the very least, Liquid seems to be confident enough now to try and push down some tier 1 towers. I mean, they do have that very, very early push potential with the TA and the Lycan anyway. 33 will just take out a tier 1 by himself because he's been left completely alone. Now Sam. Smoke around here from NIP. Look towards that mid lane, GH. Be able to roll away in time.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Fortune
attack.
Zen will connect on Kuroki, and it looks like they were going to go for a bit of a tier 1 push, but now with all the Wolves and the Dominant Creep coming in, PPD, Base Edict will be there though. Wukong's command as well, Fada, he wants the not going to be enough. They will spin it with Ace. He does not have the Omni Slash available, however. GH still roaming around 33. He finally gets the split off. Miracle, meanwhile, falling very low thanks to that urn. Mind control will be able to survive. They went for Miracle instead with the Boundless Strike from Fada. 33 still going up to GH, but could not disable him long enough, it seems. It won't matter though. The tier 1 mid will be given the way of NIP. Of course, the Roshan is less than half HP right now, so they may just go for that straight after.
Would be a pretty rough fight for NAP. They did expend that Wukong's command and the split for that last team fight, so if they go in that tight space, it's going to be pretty good for Liquid.
Glimpse back into a static storm. They caught Barter out on that monkey kick. Mind control is there with the Iron Shell as well, though Barter still surviving, and now Boundless Strike. He is still alive. Nice mischief dodge on the boulder smash, though they should be able to find him in the end, surely. Vacuum back as well. Barter, how is he alive? He does end up going down in the back lines, though. Here comes Saxa and Ace. They found GH on that Earth Spirit. Mind control is to be the next target, though. They will just allow him to go. Miracle was there with Kuroki just in case, though. Ace, spot him out. Doesn't want to bar up that TA right now. Looks like the main thing here for NIP is to just make sure that Liquid don't feel comfortable enough to go back into that Roshan pick quite yet.
Yeah, it's again a very big spot for Liquid to take. They do have the area control to make sure that they take that Roche cleanly. If the team fight broke out inside a Roche instead of outside, it might have ended up completely in Liquid's favor, but they decided to jump outside for the mix, and it just didn't work out in that last instance. So Roshan not going to be a contested target right now. Looks like both sides will just pull back and build up again. I think the next timing to look out for from Liquid is Miracle's Blink, right? He's setting the tempo, he's doing the damage. They just need him to be able to jump in, take that backline out, burst PPD before he gets any sort of his spells out, and suddenly that 5v5 is much easier without the sustain coming out from NIP.
Look at it over at Ace. Match style being completed. Looks like he is going to go straight into that Mjolnir net, but there will be a smoke from NIP now. Did they catch out?
Wasn't there a ward?
Was indeed. There's 3 wards in fact in their jungle right now. Do scan out as well. Good. Probably not going to get caught out by this, although Miracle's still at the bot lane. Barter now going to jump in. Saxa looking to set up. They don't get the Impale yet, but the Boundless Strike to set up, and there's the Impale. They found Miracle, though the meld is there. It won't matter. The Omni Slash will not bounce the right way. Mind Control's dominated creep actually takes the brunt of it, and now the vacuum as well. He's got a Miracle out of there safely. He's going to die himself. But what an unfortunate Omni Slash bounce, or perhaps a great play from Mind Control to make sure he had that creep around the area.
I mean, that was definitely a very good play. They managed to save Miracle, who again, they're waiting for that Blink Dagger to come out before they feel ultra confident in taking these fights. Does manage to buy it out, so buying that time, copying that gank, gives them earlier timing that Blink. Looks like Miracle is queuing up that BKB as well, and once that's up, NIP don't really have a great way of holding him down.
Just setting up that top bounty. Looks like NIP will allow them to take it back. GH, he'll roll in by himself right now. The Magnetize, it will come out. Underneath the shrine of NIP, they're feeling very confident. A lot of stunts coming out there from Mind Control. Just controlling all these heroes up. Kinetic field as well, though no Static Storm coming out quite yet. They have lost GH. They have Miracle in a Tornado, though. No, he blinks out in time. They'll get the stun off with 33. Now the Boundless Strike as well. Can they find the damage? The Surge, Fortune's End will chase him all the way. Now the spin as well, but there's the Static Storm. It's not going to be enough to save Miracle. Meanwhile, Kuroki, he gets jumped on as well, and he gets taken down. GH going to roll back in, though I don't know about this one. He does get Fortune's End as well. GH, he can run away. It seems like the Matumba will be able to TP out. Primal Spring on GH. Boundless Strike will not actually connect, but it will not matter. Ace will find the kill in the end. Dieback coming out on GH. Count that dieback. 4 heroes going down for the side of Liquid. And now the Roshan is going to be the play here from NIP.
And again, with Liquid committing all their ultimates in that last fight, they don't have the tools to contest this Roshan anymore. I have to say, I am a bit surprised with Mind Control. I understand this is the greedier play. It does let you clear out the farm much faster, push out lanes, but not having a level in Wall of Replica just means that he can't really contribute too much in team fights.
Kuroki throwing out the kinetic field, trying to give vision for his team, but it's too late. The Aegis is already gone. Oh, Vada looked to set up on Miracle. He found the Boundless Strike, but that Meld Strike doing a lot of damage. Miracle just blink out of there thanks to the refraction. Meanwhile, Matumba did go for push and does find the tier 1 bot tower. He also has the Necro 3 book now as well, so his push is really online, but Got to try and find a pickoff or two before he can actually get some work done.
Definitely so. Like, he does manage to get that tier 1 trade at the very least, but again, it's going to be a while until the push can really start to be a threat, as NIP is fully unlocked, right? All of their heroes have what they want. They have great durability in 33. They have good damage coming out from Fata. Could be a bit better, but he does have the... I believe he does have that diffusal up. It's just the courier's still dead, so not really getting it delivered. He does have PPD deliver it. The big support that he is, carries the items for his core, and now you have a bit more damage in Fata as well.
Certainly do.
Radiant are scanning.
Ace just needs a Hyperstone for that Mjolnir. Fata doing a lot of work on this Monkey King, and again, they'll go for an immediate smoke up. No wards this time around, scouting that out. Tumba. Oh, he's around there somewhere, making the chase. But no, they're going to go after Mind Control, but the Balance Strike misses. Omni-Slash will be committed, however. Mind Control will end up losing his life. Now they want to go for more. Fata immediately Primal springing down, trying to find the next target. The Wolf Form has been committed by Matumba. In fact, they are going to go for the team fight. The buyback is there from Mind Control. They roll in onto Fata. Now Static Storm is great from Kuroki, just holding 2 in there. The Ace is still man-fighting this TA. In fact, takes down Miracle in the Static Storm. Now the Balance Strike as well with the Jingu Mastery keeps Fata alive. They get GH in a tornado. Fata just focusing on finding this Lycan, and Matumba cannot survive that damage. He goes down. Who wants what they got? GH rolls in, goes after PPD. Can he get out in time? It looks like he probably can. They found Mind Control. This is going to be a dieback on him. Spirit Vessel is already placed, so the Mana Burn will find the rest of the damage. And Liquid are seemingly falling apart in front of our eyes, John. 11-28 now, and a 7k net worth lead for NIP. They just can't get a team fight going their way.
I don't understand why they forced that fight. They already lost their Darkseer before they even engaged on the Lycan. They spot that out, and they commit. They get the shapeshift on. They try to drop everything they can, but again, when you don't take out PPD earlier on, he'll keep his course alive long enough to turn ground.
Now Ace, he'll go for a tier 2 top tower. There'll be no contention here. Probably just rotate straight into that mid tier 2 straight after that. NIP definitely smelling victory at the moment. In fact, they're going to go straight for a tier 3 tower. They still hold the Aegis. There'll be a big defense coming out from Liquid, and if they lose too many heroes, I mean, there's not many buybacks available right now on their side. Only Kuroki, in fact, has the buyback available on the Disruptor. NIP definitely going to know about this. Ace, he'll get rid of the tier 3. Looks like they don't plan to extend any further, though there will be a glimpse out. Now Static Storm onto 33. He's probably going to survive that, though. The spin is there from Ace to block the way. NIP not backing off quite yet. Matumba not even there right now. Just goes down bot, picks up the banner runes for his team, and starts pushing in the bot lane. Looks like NIP are eventually going to be forced back to defend that tier 2 bot tower. Looks like Ace will go ahead and take the Shrine out with Fata first before they do opt for that. Or perhaps they even just let the Lycan take it, but no. Ace will TP in.
Again, that's a massive gold swing going the way of Ace now. He does maintain a 4k, maybe around 5k network lead over Miracle. And the key timings we were waiting for is still not out yet. Miracle will not get up with that BKB. About 900 gold away, so it shouldn't be too long. But the longer it takes, you know, the more vulnerable Liquid gets. They've already lost that tier 3, lost one Shrine. Once they lose that bottom Shrine and that tier 2, the jungle is just going to be inaccessible. And if Matumbaman goes for that split push down bot, they're not going to have an access point to back him up if he does get jumped.
Ways, the Aegis will finally expire, though we'll go ahead for that bot tier 2 tower, and again, no contention will be here from the side of Liquid. Ace looks to be going for a butterfly straight after finishing that Mjolnir, and it doesn't look like it's going to take him very long to find it either. Meanwhile, Fata ready to defend that top lane, not going to allow Matumba to continue this split push with his creeps.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
So he will leave it for the moment. Looks like Saksa might take care of the work instead.
Radiant's bottom shrine has fallen.
The last outer shrine as well. Going down for the side of Liquid, they only have one mid-tier 2 tower left on the outside of their base. Tell me though, John, Liquid, what can they do to pull themselves back in? Like, what do they really need this game?
They need Miracle to be able to stand in front. He does have that BKB up now. They have a way of having him stand in front. They need to be able to take out PPD straight up. He's going to be the key target here. If you see PPD out of step, if you burst him out, that 4v5 follow-up, it's going to be much easier for you. No second lives coming out for the side of NIP.
Barda gonna jump in with the Primal Script. There's a Static Storm. It will be there only on Barda though. Kuroki being focused down. Meanwhile, Matamba coming in from the back. Ace, he found Kuroki, and now the Wukong's command comes out as well. They cyclone up Matamba, man. The Omni Slash is on Miracle, and that is going to be a lot of damage on the TA. He's not dead yet. He'll go into the meld. Does anybody have detection? Apparently not. They'll just leave him be. Now they're back from mind control to keep the Lycan alive. Though Matumba's still going to be chased down. Diffusal is there from Barda. They'll find another big pickoff. And Barda is just looking for the next target, in fact.
Radiant's
Couldn't find
middle
Miracle
tower
though.
is under attack.
Looks like they are going to set up to try and go for perhaps a tier 2 tower. Their mind controls creep. Being very annoying, pulling all those creeps back. Saksa will take care of it.
That does delay the push long enough to maybe get a bit of a defense going. But again, rather close for Miracle. He almost died there. If he did, that would have been a very big waste of that BKB. I have to say, even with that BKB coming out from Miracle, it doesn't feel like they have enough control or damage. And again, that just comes down to these fights coming out on NIP streams. Liquid has to be somehow take out one hero and force a 4v5. Without that, they just can't take the team fights as is right now.
And I suppose the one positive thing is, and you can see Miracle setting up already, is he plans to just skip the creeps with the traps and just make it stupidly hard for the side of NIP to actually go high ground. Set up at the top lane as well, so he's gonna delay things quite a bit for NIP. They do have great creep skipping potential with the Lycan, with the Darkseer, and with the TA. Even GH on the Earth Spirit can get a lot of work done. So Ace...
Definitely so.
You look at Ace now, John, he has a butterfly. Going into the Eye of Skadi next, I mean, this is 29 minutes in. You know, it goes back to your point though, right? They just need to find at least one hero. Especially if it's PPD on the Oracle, at least you won't have that save capability anymore.
Yeah, I really see that PPD's impact on these team fights is massive. Just managing to get that constant heal up, or even immunity from magic damage in certain cases, it just does way too much here for NIP, and there is a smoke from Liquid.
There is, but the Roshan not going to be up yet. NIP just waiting around. They are going to roll up top, and it looks like they have found Barda though. He'll BKB up in Wukong's command immediately. Now they're going to fight into this circle. Matamba trying his best, but look at the damage is coming, and there's the Omni. Ace finds him before he can even get any DPS done. Miracle now gets caught out as well. He tries to meld, but they did have detection this time around. PPD actually was holding a gem, I believe. In fact, no, it was 33. But still, a smoke comes out and it does not work out in their favor. Mind control now getting purged up by Barda. The wall has been dropped, but I'm not sure how much it's actually going to help. Boundless Strike will end up connecting. Looks like Mind control should be able to make his way out with the surge.
Radiant's top barracks are under
NIP not going to go ahead and push quite yet. Of course, again, Liquid just throwing out everything they can. Pull out these creep waves back towards the Dire's side. Ace though has had a double damage. Won't anymore, but we'll start pushing into that mid-tier 3 tower now.
Yeah, and it's, again, a bit of a hard defense for Liquid. Once even Miracle's up, they don't have a wall of that ground defense. So
gets caught out by Barda. He was trying to creep skip up in the top lane, but it will not end up working out too well. Ace gonna focus down that mid-rank. No buyback from Miracle, he'll hold out. The fortification matters, does respawn. The last team, if they get wiped right now, it'd be disastrous. That Storm's not going to do the job they need. So GH just behind. Nice match down. He's slowing everyone down. Doesn't make a difference. He's gone. Now going on to 2 heroes in the mid lane. Matamba, Miracle getting caught out with the Boundless Strike. They can't fight to Wukong's command. And now lane as well, still exposed here. Should go down fairly easily. Miracle is going to do his best to try and win the side of NIP off. But they just look so darn strong. Wolfform will come out of the Thunder. The Rap's already on. The back is there, but it means nothing. He already split before the back came out in that PPD. He gets jumped on by Miracle, but the false promise was already there. Now Sucks will be the target, but even he's not easy. Barter jumps in and takes down Miracle. He has fought back, but they call GG. There's just no way back to this game, it seems. NIP, they were just too dominant. And it all goes back to Ace from Jug. I mean, he farmed so darn quick, it's not even funny.
That was just an insane time at lane for him. They gave him so many kills. Again, every time we see these teams go up against NIP, they do that creep cut. Ace is still on top of last hits. He still finds the farm, and if you play too recklessly, he's gonna find the kills. And when Ace gets a good start, he just gets that momentum going for NIP, so
Team Secret's turn to pick.
This is going to be an insane match. I mean, I think everybody probably is going to be watching this. It's and it's a best of one as well. Like, it's so rare to see these teams kind of face each other in such a high stakes best of one match. They're so used to these best of 3 series and everything like that. But this is going to be certainly an interesting one with the minds of Puppy and No-Tail clashing against one another. So I'm just excited.
Ban Rubik out, so Team Secret say, well, there's this really strong hero in the pool that you've already taken a counter away for, so we'll just take it for ourselves. We've picked up the Enigma. We've seen Zai play the Enigma, but Yapsor could also play it as well.
5 seconds
Yeah, it's a flexible pick for them. They can bring it either way they want. If they want the Enigma to solo lane up versus somebody, then obviously they can do that. Or if they just want to siphon off some creeps and bring that aggro back in their favor and have something like the Sand King for Zai, that is also an option for them. But I think it's likely that OG will take the Sand King right now.
Drow's still in the pool as well, though.
It didn't work out well for them earlier today, did it?
No, it didn't. And that's the thing. Like, people talk about, beating strats and the mental warfare behind it. It's a thing. Like, if OG lose a game in Drow, they're like second guessing themselves about whether it's a good hero to pick, but they stick to their guns. I like this from OG. I've seen them win so many games with this hero already. They know it can work, so why not just pick it again?
Yeah, sometimes the burnt child can be afraid of the fire, but OG do run back in with the Drow Ranger, not letting their confidence be taken down, and the Enchantress as well, another favourite of this team. A lot of heroes, a lot of players not so confident in the Enchantress pick these days, but OG still rocking it. Kind of like a new Chen, almost.
Oh yeah, 100%, and it's the Purge mechanic from the Enchanters that's the biggest thing as well. There's not many things in Dota that purge. Obviously, No-Tail likes his Abaddon as well, and guess what that also does? I don't think that's a surprise.
5 seconds.
Or a coincidence at all.
Yeah, absolutely. So already you can... there's not much to purge off so far, but of course, there's a ton of different things come, which I'm sure will come to play. Just restrict a lot of your picks, like the Monkey King, for example, won't be seen. I don't think I don't think Team Secret will take that hero, because you just get your Jingu purged off and then you've a bit of a lemon.
The other thing is that Darks is still in the pool as well, so that's another reason
Team
why.
Secret second pick Bounty Hunter.
Okay.
Well, it's a hero which can get on top of the Drow Ranger if he's allowed him to. If they don't have the sight for him, then he can certainly get on top of her and kind of chase her around in these fights. Kind of suggests that they're looking to go ganking, looking to really take the fight to OG, which doesn't surprise me when they pick up this Drow Ranger. This track going to give them the extra money for the kills, and definitely looking to make use of that.
The Enigma Bounty Hunter is quite a greedy combo, though, in general. Not the strongest laning heroes early on. We've seen Puppy play the Bounty Hunter in the past as well, so I'm interested to see how they end up playing both these heroes and what roles they end up being on. So we've talked about the Enigma being a 3 or a 4. Now the Bounty Hunter could be a 3, 4 or a 5. It's a really greedy 5, but it can work. Interesting. And I think every time we've seen
significantly improved, because it's one of those weakest things in lane is how
about Storm needing attack speed as a hero, but he deals so much raw magical damage that when you give him the extra attack speed to increase his physical damage as well, he gets out of control sometimes.
Alright, so another ban for OG, but what heroes are we expecting from these two teams right now? I mean, the Earthshaker is still quietly making his way through this draft, and OG have the next pick, so I wouldn't be surprised to see them go for that for Jerax.
Earth Spirit's still in the pool as well, which is obviously an old school Jerax favourite. I think he's played Tiny in the past too. All decent options. What did he play earlier today? It was
OG's turn to pick.
Nagaban. Interesting. People, when they play Gyro Ranger, have been banning out Naga a lot of the time anyway. Gyro Ranger doesn't really deal with the split push very well. Obviously, you can build Ags to help clear through the illusions and whatnot, but it's not easy. You don't really want to be building on that way on Gyro Ranger if you can get away with it. The secret...
10 seconds remaining.
It's really difficult to call secrets picks because their draft's still so open.
5 seconds remaining. Team secrets.
They never want for the conventional, and they never want to be predictable either, but it is going to be a Topson Pangolier for OG, something which may be predictable. They really, really like picking up this little fairy guy in the middle lane.
OG's
Could be Jarek's Pango at the same time though on the POS 4, and I was about to say, when you see this Pango, you really want to make sure you pick up some catch for yourself on Secret. We saw Puppy play it last game. This is nearly like 9 times out of 10 going to be his hero again. Could be the Bounty 5 in the line 4. They might swap things around, we'll have to see, but you just want to make sure you have control for that Pango, because otherwise he's so slippery and just plays the map so quickly.
And we saw an awesome performance from Puppy last game on that Lion. Hopefully trying to get the same thing going again. Is it going to be, is this going to mean it's going to be Enigma on the 4 position, taking the creeps away from the Bounty Hunters off lane?
Oh, I mean, I would imagine it's going to be Enigma Bounty as the 3 and the 4. What way round they do it is up to them, but it's probably more likely to be Bounty 3, just because he has high armor to survive in the laning stage. And I was
that's true, and it's purely right click.
People talk about his drafting and everything, and about how amazing he is at that, but people forget how good of a player he is as well. And we saw that last game on his line.
They sometimes do, and they're quickly reminded.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's an absolute beast. And talking of beasts, we have a Beastmaster picked up by OG for their offlaner, so Seb on the beast. And Morphling immediately taken in response by Team Secret. So you can see the swashbuckle on Morphling, turn into the Pangolier. It's a really nice hero to jump into. The Drow kind of is good as well for the aura sometimes. Just smash that E button and then turn back to Morphling. But yeah, I think it's more just... Well, what you explain the Morphling pick.
I think Morphling's picked up against Drow Ranger a lot of the time just because it's a natural Manta builder anyway, right? So the only thing he has to worry about in the moment this game is this Beastmaster Roar. Like, there's not a huge amount of solid lockdown for this morph, so Secret a win condition as well. It's one of Nisha's best heroes, if not arguably his best hero. Apart from, I would argue, possibly the Deuce as his best, but he's just so comfortable. You know, in a best of 1 scenario, you want to put people on their comfort heroes if you can.
Yeah. Just set yourself up for an easy, no pressure, simple game. But it is never going to be that when these two teams come up against each other. And now with these final picks coming through, OG have the 10th pick, so they can pull out the ace in the hole if they have one. They're still looking for... I mean, they've actually left Jax's hero until last, and... Although Team Secret seem to think it's going to be Jax on the Pangolier. Of course, he can play the Pango. They do swap it up quite a lot, actually, don't they?
I think they need another answer to the Morphling, and I think that's that's easier to pick in a core hero like OD. But he's pretty good against Morph in general.
Already banned out though, unfortunately.
Exactly, but that's why they've banned it, I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's a natural Hex builder as well, which Morph would have struggled with.
Alright, what do you think Team Secret's going to pick right now?
Need a
mid laner.
Mid one hero. Monkey King's banned. What else does mid one like? I mean, TA's still in the pool, which is a possibility. We've seen mid one own on TA today, I think, a couple of times already.
You go for the Razor, but it's not really a mid one hero. I think you'd prefer to see him on something a bit more active.
He is very good at that.
Well,
hero,
I mean, yeah.
They just put the Pango mid against the Razor then, and it kind of...
A bit more mechanical, I guess, is what I wanted to say. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. They've got a lot of time still on Secret. They've saved a lot of their reserve time for here. What else have we seen mid one play recently? I wish I had like a mid one profile up on my screen at the moment.
Probably should. Probably should.
I probably should. Yeah, you're right. The thing is, mid one's hero pool is so flexible as well. Like, he's so good on so many heroes. Like, we used to see him playing Invoker all the time as well, which, I mean, technically he could do here, but it would be super greedy. Maybe like a Quasrex Invoker, but I think it's more likely to be something like a TA, something that can be active early on. Pressure the map hard. I think you want something that links up with the bounty hunter to abuse this track potential as well. To get early track kills going for your team.
Okay, something very important I've just been messaged, by the way. The rules actually state that if teams have an equal amount of points and compete for the first place, they should play a tiebreaker best-of-1 match.
Ooh. That makes things a lot more interesting.
It does indeed. So where does that put us now?
Okay, so if Secret win, they'll just
they're top. There's no way. Even if OG beat Akin, that'll only bring them up to 5-2. Meanwhile, Secret will be at 6-1. However, if OG win this, then they bring it to a best-of-1 decider, provided they are able to beat
Akin as well.
And yeah, but Secret, they have one more game to play, right?
Oh, this is their last one. I'm pretty sure.
This is their last one. Okay.
This is it's still a big game, but we could see another best-of-1 again if OG win this game between the two. Right, they go for the troll, by the way. I don't mind this hero too much. We've seen this hero quite a lot against the Drow Ranger, and we talked about their lack of control. Like when the troll pops ulti at the moment, they need more lockdown available to deal with this.
What? Where's this guy going?
Is it Silencer Core? Is Thompson playing Silencer?
It's Thompson Silencer. This is it, and this is very interesting. Well, we're used to seeing these kind of ace in the hole picks coming out for Thompson. These just weird heroes, you know. He's pioneered a lot of these interesting picks at mid, and that does not stop today.
If you've never seen a core silencer with Drow Aura before, it's revolting. You're all going to be a little bit sick. It's horrendous because this hero does so much damage with max glaives. It's crazy. And if he builds, like, it's pure damage as well. So against Morphling, it's a natural hex builder. It's pure damage, so you don't care about the armor. It's a really good pick, but I'm interested to see if they can make it work. That's still the most important thing.
Of course, always, especially picking it into Team Secret as well. Is it desperation or is it just galaxy brains? It's really difficult to tell, and we won't know until we get into the matchup here, but I'm certainly excited to see Thompson mid versus mid 1 Troll Warlord. Just a complete different... How does this matchup go, Mo? Do you know?
Oh, what, the Silencer Troll matchup?
The classic.
Yeah, the classic. I would imagine Troll does okay. Silence doesn't seem like the strongest hero early on, but I think as the levels go, as the levels come online, Silencer should start to dominate the lane a little bit more with each level.
All right, well,
I'm honestly unsure though.
That is a lot of Pangolier games.
No, that's not Pango games. That's all games altogether.
Oh, okay.
But that's still a ridiculous win rate. That's like 4,300 wins and less than 3,000 losses.
These guys are pretty good. Pretty old 2 game. As we get into this best-of-1 series, it is Team Secret versus OG in this best-of-1 game. If OG win, they will bring it to a best-of-1 tiebreaker and have to play each other again, provided they play against Ekin later on and only they have to beat Ekin, right?
Yes, they do, yeah. Even if they win this game, they still have to win their last game too. Thompson, some monkeys. Good for him. And look at his item build on Silencer. It's all about CSing in the lane at the start of the game.
Wow, that's mantles. That's a lot of mantles. This reminds me of Skyrath, you know, just whacking up that in as high as you can. 63 damage to start this off, and Glaives of Wisdom as well if you really need them. So Thompson going to be hitting like an absolute truck coming out of the base here.
I feel like this Morphling up in the top lane from Secret, if they secure the Morphling's lane early on, they can basically just leave the Morphling to 1v1 the Beastmaster while the supports roam around the map, and Nisha will be absolutely fine. Like, all he needs is like a level or 2 advantage, and all of a sudden the Beastmaster's really going to struggle.
I just want to point something out here as well. I'm just double checking the standings, and if OG beat Aachen later on and beat Team Secret now, then they don't have to play Secret again. They just get straight through. So they're currently 5-1. Yeah. Yep. That's if they beat Aachen, yeah. Meanwhile, Enchantress has to back away from this bottom lane as they will not be able to secure an extra bounty room for themselves, but still grab themselves up 3, which is pretty damn good. Again, Secret, you know, they did this last game as well, just leaving the bounties in favor of hiding the lanes, I think. I'm not sure. And Notel actually buys an early smoke here. Obviously not coming out to him just yet, but comes in to throw a bit of harass at Zaya as well. Zaya with the Janada. Give me your money.
Yeah, the best thing about the early smoke pickup from Notel is that it puts it on cooldown straight away. So obviously smokes have a long cooldown, they're 10 minutes each. So if you buy one instantly, the third one in the shop will instantly start refreshing up again. Zai's loving stealing Notel's gold here, huh?
Yeah, he's just chasing him around. Give me that money, Notel. Thank you very much. It's kind of annoying, and I kind of come in and help out his support, but Zai not really doing a lot when it comes to the actual lane here. Not contesting Anna. She's just got herself a Rylai Battle Blessing token. It's getting extra profit from this lane, not just in-game, but also out of it. Meanwhile, Pangolier is dropping a little bit low here in the top lane to Puppy and Nisha. Puppy will find him. He's got the spike as well. Does Nisha want to come over? He doesn't actually have the waveform yet, still level 1. So Jarex will just swashbuckle himself away, clearing himself out, and should be okay. Yeah, Puppy can't chase any longer, so Seb babysat quite nicely in this lane right now.
Jax really needs to make the most of these early levels though on the Pango, because this lane's only going to get really more and more difficult for him to gank. If he gets like a lucky shot silence proc, then maybe they kill the morph, but it's not likely.
Alright, let's stop teasing everybody. Let's go over to this middle lane as we have Thompson playing up versus the Troll on the Silencer and see how things are going over here. Well, it's a pretty even start as things get out of the base here. Currently 8-3 on Thompson, meanwhile 7-2 on mid one, so not a big lead as of yet. So if this pick was meant to completely destroy this Troll Warlord from level 1, not quite doing that so far.
That's 2 points in glaives now though. Watch how much damage they do to the Troll if he gets the last hit off onto them.
Last hit onto the Troll.
It's 45% of the extra int. He's got 45 int.
Yeah, let's see here. He's just going for the deny, but the axes will get it instead. And one just taking no chances with that one. He's doing very well on this lane to start things off. That's pretty painful. Extra 20 damage on top of those, it looks like.
Down in this bot lane though, like Zai's quite happy with this lane going the way as he's just hit level 3 under his tower. And but unfortunately this Ench is just following Yapso around the jungle, so Yapso has to move over to the top half of the map. Zai's lane might get a little bit more difficult now because of that. This rain treat's not constantly getting denied anymore.
He really wants to find himself a bit of money in this lane, because right now, whilst he's been stealing some from Notel a little bit, that's about all of its income, currently sitting on 7-0, which is not great when you look at Anna's 12-2 as it stands, so...
Well played by Zai, he just goes and blocks the camp as well. Stop.
As of yet.
Who'd you playing this top lane?
A couple of axes here from mid one will be forced back a little bit from the lane here, but now turning.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Lucky for
attack.
him. Well, they see it.
Ooh, dreamy.
Nice region.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gets the kill, doesn't even need to bring a salve out. What a lucky lad.
Puppy harassing up Jarex a little bit. Nisha just going to take care of the ball, but Seb says there's another one, so put that in their space. I'll stun that one up. They know they can't be slowed too much. Nisha having to morph strength here a little bit. They're doing a bit of damage with the Hex on Pangolier. Let's control that up a bit with the Trinity Strike coming in. Who's going to die first? It's going to be Jarex going down first, but Nisha in response. And that's a lot of gold going to Seb. He's now chasing Puppy as well, just telling him to get out of his lane. Seb assorting his dominance up here as he brings down Nisha. A very worthwhile trade for OG once again up here at top. Just taking the favorable trades each and every time. Meanwhile, Notel grabs this bounty rune. None of the others actually touched right now. It's 5 minutes in and these top runes are just ignored.
I'm surprised Puppy didn't go and try and grab at least one, but Greedy with this. Easily doing that, especially with the Drow being level 6 now. You can one-hit the Enigma's Helm of Dom Creep. Not as easy as most games for Yapsor here.
Yeah, it's pretty painful as Jarek smokes get popped by Zai. And Zai, they do actually see him under the sentry, which Notel just placed here, so Zai not really knowing what to do with himself, running around in circles. He's just going to be dropping here. Another death for Zai. I say that, the stun comes in from Puppy, but it's not enough to keep him alive.
These boars are chasing Puppy, but
they do so much damage.
Wish they would fix this hawk animation. It's so triggering. Yeah.
That's how hawks fly, actually.
Wait, do they actually?
Yeah, they kind of like hummingbirds, but very big.
Oh, right, okay. What's Thompson doing on this silencer? We haven't talked about him in a while. He's actually gone full null talismans with all those mantles of intelligence, by the way.
You know it, baby. Yep, Robert the Magi, all the null talismans. This guy is a smart dude. Hasn't really rotated in for any kills to get that sweet +2. But it's
hasn't taken a point in his E just for the silence with the last word, but he's going full on lane domination build.
Do you think it's an Aghanims game, the silencer?
He will. I think he'll build it eventually, yeah. Because
absolutely.
It's such a huge amount of damage.
And you've got the Drow as well for the extra silence. Just in case you don't know, because it's not exactly popular, Silencer's Aghanim Scepter allows him to pierce BKB inside his glaives and also do double damage to heroes who are silenced.
Just crazy, by the way. If it's Morphling, it's going to have... Like, sometimes we see Morphling build the Manta and then just build really heavily in stats, but he needs a BKB this game, because if he gets silenced once and hit by those glaives, oh my god, will it hurt. Thompson will
it's gonna get mad. It's if we get there. I mean, there's a lot of Dota to go before we can look at stuff like that coming out. And again, how early will he build it? It'll be an interesting thing to keep an eye on, that's for sure.
I think you probably want some kind of maneuverability item on the tops in this game. Like, you'll probably build into the Hurricane Pike at some point. Possibly...
Yeah, you don't really want to be in a situation where mid one just jumps into every fight and chases you down with his ultimate. That's not a happy situation for the silencer. Does not spark joy.
I like this move a lot from OG. They've pushed Anna towards the top lane and they're giving Jerax a little bit of farm mid there, but looking for him to come top. They've sensed some kind of fight breaking out here, especially around the 10-minute bounty rune spawn.
Dire's bottom tower has been denied.
This time Secret will grab up their bounty runes, so it makes it 3 for OG, and only mid one actually edging to.
Radiant's
Wait.
middle tower is under attack.
Oh, I thought someone grabbed that at top. Never mind.
I find it interesting that they've given Notel space to hit level 6 really quickly. I mean, this Ench does a huge amount of damage, especially with the precision aura, even though it's just a position 5. Thought they might want to give the space to the Pango
Zai
instead.
hunting Anna a little bit here. He's got set behind him though, so this could be dangerous for Zai if they go in for this one. Manisha turning into the Drow, but the silence comes out from Anna first. And I can back away. Actually, they throw the Roar onto the Morphling here. Can they finish him off before he morphs back into Nisha? No, they cannot. And now the Strength Morph comes in, and it's still Anna who's in trouble. But thankfully, Jarrett comes rolling through to save out the Drow Ranger. They'll look towards Zai, mid one as well, forced to pop that ultimate. Hanging in under the tower though, he's almost certainly dead when he comes back in. Meanwhile, Nisha back in the Drow form, just getting off that damage. Mid one will fall, and now the Global Silence comes out. They're trying to bring down the Lion before he can turn around and get the stun off, and it's not going to happen. Notel with the impetus does the damage, and now Silence actually finds Morphling. Morphling, they're trying to bring him down, getting close onto him here, but he can wave form off into the trees, TP himself out. They don't have anything to stop this happening, so we'll wave goodbye to Morphling. Zai in the trees still, hanging himself around. Doesn't really look like they can go for this. The Hawk will see him, but there's nothing really they can do, although they've got the dust. Never mind, they've got the dust on Jerax. Yeah, now they can just chase him down, but they're going to stop.
Yeah, they needed another proc there for the kind of kill chance, I think.
Yeah, I don't think he Seb got the boar on him quite quickly enough. Maybe no, I still think it. Yeah, as you say, the proc was needed because Bounty Hunter is pretty fast.
Yapsor at the same time, he's going to get this tier 1 in return. Not really
yeah. So it's not an empty trade, but it's not a good trade. Now 3k gold advantage for OG. They are the winners of this laning phase, but not by much. Very close game still, especially with Yapsor taking that tower and bringing the net worth advantage to only 2k gold. Beastmaster, he's actually going for this Necro book as well, so realizing that there's not that much wave clear on Secret, at least enough for him to warrant going for this this Necro book, and of course does give you the True Sight as well, which can often be overlooked, but very nice versus that Bounty Hunter.
What level's Puppy? Puppy is level 6 now. I think he took the tome, but they really need to try and play around this finger and get a kill. If the Bounty Hunter and the Lion smoke up or something, they have a lot of burst damage between the two that they can find kills. It's just very difficult with OG grouping up in large numbers at the moment to find a singular pickoff.
They're heading up to top right now.
Look at Thompson's iron build, by the way. He's going so stat heavy with this Atos build next as well.
Okay, so yeah, this is the answer. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's kind of similar in the same vein of the 4 stuff. You know, you can stop the troll. Meanwhile, at the top, they actually get a kill onto No-Tail here, but they're keeping the troll locked down. Jarex has him in the stairwell here. Seb's got the roar. Does he want to use it? Doesn't seem like it. Yes, he will. Use it onto Yapzor, actually, with the jump coming through. Silence is up mid-1, but he does get the ultimate off just afterwards, and now the ultimate comes out from the Enigma, but immediately silenced off by Topson down in the bottom lane. Mid-1 getting low, but still fighting up into Seb. Seb fights one, but then dives himself to the troll. Warlords, they jump in a blow banner as well. Nisha joins the fight at just the right time, and they get the kill onto the Drow Ranger. OG get very, very greedy and try to take a fight 3 on 5, and it does not work out in their favor. That is a danger of fighting around shrines. Not even once.
Yeah, I mean, they get the global silence off, but without Topson in the fight doing huge amounts of damage, they kind of lack that bite. You know, the Rolling Thunder's already been used. They use the Roar, but there's not a huge amount of follow-up damage coming through, especially with No-Tail getting blown up by the finger at the start of the fight. You know, if there were impetuses there, then maybe they could finish somebody off. And, Mid-1 doing huge amounts of work in that fight as the troll.
Yeah, the ultimate just keeping him alive for way longer than he should have, and I think his ultimate was actually off for quite a while there, but they didn't just have the damage to finish him. Meanwhile, Topson, he's just farmed up this game. He hasn't really been involved in any of these fights, waiting for this Atos, I would suppose, before he gets involved, and now might start joining the party a little bit.
I love that he has to switch all his stat items out when he shrines to get full efficiency. It takes
full
like 2
efficiency,
seconds in
boy.
itself.
Yeah, Zai stalking Topson here. Might find the courier if they're not careful. Does do it, and that is the Atos from Topson, which he was waiting for such a long time. And now you're going to have to wait an extra 3 minutes, my friend.
Don't worry, guys. I'll join the fights now. I've got my Atos. Oh.
Well, they might get the return kill onto the Bounty Hunter here. Jarex just holding on to the Rolling Thunder. I mean, he's not actually using it. He's just taunting the guy as No-Tail does the job with the impetus. A lot of damage coming out from this position 5 Enchantress. Sprink.
God damn Enchantress. Possibly my most hated hero in the game.
She's great. Leave her alone. Roshan? Is that you? Yeah, the glaives, the procs from Anna, is just not lasting 2 seconds, and Topson's now got to grab himself an Aegis. They're really believing in the Topson 1 position. Meanwhile, Jarex is just jumping all over the troll. Whoa, they get it! Just the 2 supports! Jarex and No-Tail tag team down mid-1, who gets carried away in the bottom lane.
I mean, this is the power of the POS 5 edge, though. Like, the damage output at the start of the game is humongous mid lane.
And Topson just manning up on the Enigma here, gonna take it down. Look at the damage outputting from Topson right now. He just takes down 2. The glaives, it's just tearing through their very souls. Dire's watching, but can't do anything here as this tower is just getting eaten alive. They actually find the dust. They grab the Bounty Hunter here, but they don't have the catch for him. Meanwhile, Nisha farming nearby. He's just looking for a Yasha, the poor guy. I mean, oh my god. Jarex takes a ton of damage from that adaptive strike.
You're gonna keep going? Like,
don't think so. Yeah, they're pushing out bottom with No-Tail right now. But you were saying that earlier the gank onto mid-1 was the power of the Enchantress, but I'd actually... It's the power of the Enchantress and the Pangolier. This support duo is brutal. The lockdown which the Pangolier was offering. Like, if the Troll Warlord has a second to get ultimate off in that situation, I'm not sure if it was still on cooldown or not, but even the axes to cause a mischance onto No-Tail, anything like that, the gank becomes so much harder, but the Pangolier just completely locked him down.
If you ever get a silence proc on the Pango onto the Troll as well, his life becomes so much more difficult. Like, he's going to build this BKB now because he needs it, but he's so far away. Especially with how quick OG are playing the tempo here.
These glaives are beautiful. Yeah, this is looking scary.
Look at No-Tail's edge, like creep army. He's just refreshing all of them over and over again.
There's so many creeps from all of them here. They don't. I thought they had a Helm of the Dominator on Seb. They don't.
What is this damage?
It's gone. The tower is gone. Secret, your base. It's under attack, guys. They are making their way over, and Top actually takes a ton of damage. He gets fingered as well, but don't forget, he has his Aegis and Nisha. He's got to get himself away. He does manage to back himself out as the Aegis has dropped, and now mid one zoning back the rest of the team. They got to try and help out Silencer somehow. Thompson's in some trouble. Jared comes rolling in, but immediately with a back hold, but immediately cancelled again by Seb. He manages to get a roar for time. Thompson's still trying to get off as much time as he can before he dies, but die he will. Nisha finding up in the middle of everybody trying to bring down Seb, and Zai's here to play catch as well, but meanwhile, Yabsaw and Puppy both get brought down. Zai should be able to find Seb here, and does do so successfully. Meanwhile, Jarek's TPing out in the trees. Zai finds another Seb brought down, and the TP cancelled on No Tail as well. Nisha's on top of him. Zai joining up as well. Doesn't have mana for the track, so it's going to be a bit of a run through the trees, but Zai will get it with the Janada. Secret with the high ground defense is absolutely perfect. They don't land a great black hole. It gets cancelled out immediately, but they just didn't need it. They just control up the fight in exactly the right way, and Nisha and Zai, the absolute winners of that fight. In fact, one of the only 3 surviving members of the entire game. The other one being Jarex, who managed to sneak away in the trees with a TP. But my god, what a slaughterfest so far.
Zai just had 3,000 gold at the end of that fight. I mean, they were all track kills, I think, I'm pretty sure. Like, that's such a huge swing for Secret in terms of their favour.
Even already, look at this net worth graph. It's just a plummet. I'm sure that'll update shortly.
It looks so good for OG at first, but the problem with Silencer is with his item build, he actually just stand there. You know, we talked about the maneuverability. When Nisha goes on him, he basically just has to stand there and just hope that he can out DPS anything that's coming his way. Like, he has the Aegis, but after that, you know, he was stuck in a really awkward position. Rolling Thunder came through as well, disrupting the black hole after the roar, but just wasn't enough.
It somehow wasn't enough. I mean, they looked so good when they were taking those buildings, and, you know, they did take the tier 3 shrines are now an option-ish, but with the gold advantage actually swinging to Secret right now, it's not really the case, but they're going to look for some more action here. But Puppy's actually found an invis rune on the front lines here, so if he pops a smoke, that would be great, but he actually moves himself away. They seem to be evading it. Look at that ping there. They actually see the sentry ward coming down. They know they're smoked up. The golem's coming out of the smoke is a bit of a giveaway, so I'm just going to sit here and farm up these ancients. I'll take control of this part of the map.
The thing is, OG are always going to be in vision control this game just because they have the Hawk from the Beastmaster. The Secret have to read this game really well, which they are doing so far. They're doing a good job, but, you know, they've got to keep it up the whole time because they don't have this kind of vision that OG have. Josh is coming.
left behind trying to fight up with Yapsor, but it's a useless fight as Yapsor just gets as close as possible. Meanwhile, Zai tries to come in. Mana TP himself away. The adaptive strike is enough to catch him out. Nisha with the heads up plays and now looking towards Thompson as well. Thompson on the run. He uses the Atos. They've got the global silence, but he doesn't want to use it. Not for this, as in comes mid one to chop up the silencer, and Thompson has made short work of a little bit jump onto the high ground there for Jerax. He's going to have to pop the ultimate to roll himself out of this one. He doesn't have a TP though, and they're going to know where he's going. Just wants to drag their attention away from this middle lane. Do not push us, is what the message seems to say. Now a 3k gold advantage for Secret. It's very, very small, but it's going to be enough for them to go to high ground right now.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I mean, talk about a game turnaround in the space of about 5 minutes. This is so intense. I mean, all these track kills from Secret are adding up really quickly, though. Jerax is getting chased by Zai again. It's the one-on-one.
We know how this one ended before. It might be the same thing again, as he's got another swashbuckle, but Zai's looking much scarier this time around. So he's up onto the high ground, TP out. Do we have a shot? Oh, it doesn't matter. He actually gets the silence, so he can't throw down the shuriken. Thanks very much, Icefork.
They just take the racks. I mean, obviously, OG just weren't ready to defend, but I'm really surprised because Secret, it looks like they're not ready to defend their buildings in their base. Like, they lost their 2 tier 3s, but then all of a sudden, they just collapse on top of OG, and Nisha just commits every time now with the E-Blade. And there's a DD. So, thank you, Gaben.
DD Morphling. Never something you want to fight into, at least not willingly. OG's sticking around in his middle lane a little bit here. Seb has these necro creeps up, so wants to make some use of them. I don't really think you want to go in here. Where's Yapsor at, by the way? He's got the Dominator and the Guardian's Greaves. So no kind of initiation for him. He realizes that he's not really a black hole user this game, to be honest. Despite being on the Enigma, it's just not likely to be useful due to the silencer and the amount of silencers they have, the roar as well. Both BKB penetrating.
Bot lane's pushing in for Secret at the moment, so OG might have to defend that at some point, but they have the
Secret actually re-smoke. They really want to make some usage out of this. They might find Jerax in the tree line here. Swashbuckle away. Rolling Thunder just in time before the adaptive strike comes in and keeps him knocked down. So Jerax will just happily spin around inside his bowling ball right now. But the silence on to do from Nisha. Then the adaptive strike followed up by the was that an adaptive strike or was that just an ethereal blade?
I think it was adaptive, but it's really important that OG play around this vision here on the high ground. Like, the fights are really difficult for them already. If they don't have the vision advantage here that we talked about before with the Hawks, with the wards, it's really difficult for them to ever find their target.
The court one set is definitely an option here, but the global silence comes out, but the BKB is popped from mid one as he just runs forwards into this fight. They can't do the damage to Morphling because they need to run away from mid one. It's too much damage coming out from him. Out with the 4-star, mid one still chasing. He's got his BKB. He wants to try and get himself some kills while he runs himself in. Right now, Thompson is here, but it's Secret into the base. They eliminate Seb and Anna straight away, and Thompson now being jumped under the tier 4s as well. He can't survive. He's only in silencer, and now the black hole comes out on 2. Yapsor just picks up the blink dash, but gets it as both of them with an impale coming out. Secret are dismantling OG. Their own ancient, and now they look towards the tier 4. There's no buybacks left on OG. Could this game really be over already? I think it is. A GG in the call from NoTail, and that's going to be the gravestone which puts an end to OG's try versus Secret in this best of 1 series. What a turnaround.
That was amazing. They were like 5k behind at 15 minutes. All of a sudden there's like a 20k net worth swing in the space of about 10 minutes this game, just because of the track goals from track kills, from Bounty Hunter. It just gives them this constant move speed that the track of, it's your whole team. They're just running forward. Like, the Enigma's got a blink at the end. Troll's super fast because of the Yasha.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Not sure
there.
I understand people, it looked like they were going on the life stealer.
I guess Stone Stampede and then Emerge replace it with the stun. on this bear.
Yeah, I mean, the bear's got like, what, 5, 6 auras? It's got like 5 auras and like 1 to 2 buffs on top of that. That is Chen gameplay. Damage, Hailbear for the attack speed. They have a Dominator. Yes, they have the Dominator buff as well for more
Radiant's
attack
middle
speed.
tower is under
Fine
attack.
favor for the damage. They've got Pipe. Soon they're going to have a Crimson Guard on the Bristleback who's actually working on a Guardian Greaves, which is also going to give more
Radiant's middle
health
tower
regen
has
and armor
fallen.
for the bear.
Pretty soon they're gonna have no more towers to take, which is quite a good problem to have, honestly. Only the tier 3s left right now. I want to count them, but B is... They did not see this kind of push coming, I guess. Draft. So would have. I mean, maybe they did, picking up the Cordless last pick. At least it gives you some sort of wave clear, but not really been enough to save them.
Lesh is almost done with his Bloodstone. One more piece for it.
Get rid of his bear. Okay, he'll lose it.
Bear number
Damage
1.
down.
Navi doing a good job by defending. They take down the bear. They lose half of the tier 3 tower, but get 300 gold. Now if they can cut off this
Radiant
second bear,
structures are
you have to use a glyph for it though.
A bit more defensively with that slice now. Trying to click Bristleback, but stun comes through. Fall up there from Blizzy. They're desperately trying their best to deal with this Bristle, but it's never gonna work out like that. Buyback already used the magical crystallized reinforcement from Bear, like he doesn't know who to click. None of it is effective right now. So that's the lesson of Black Hole.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Doesn't find a good angle here. So hard to get in. They get the bear, that's a good start. They can't, it's just too much heal, too much buff. Look at Magical, he's almost disappearing the root. The stun, he's down again, the second time. Crystallized lifted back to the wrong side of it, does not have a rage, does have an infest, but nothing to infest into unless it's one of the Gen Creeps. Doesn't actually work out. Comes back out, heals up, Aegis is dead. But the Rex are down. Returning with a vengeance, gets a stun with God. Another free kill. I think Navi, there's no way Navi wins this there. Black Hole, maybe, no, immediately cancel. And stolen, watch for Merton. He gets him free in the middle of all of that. And this is the end. GG, well played, Navi. Get drafts. There was a draft clause, wasn't it? In some ways.
I really can't debate on that. I mean, I can really feel what Zayat said going